we get energy. We don't have to use our own energy. The universe, the word collapses, comes to an individual, but it doesn't have to do that. It expands as well. And we get to be all these things. We get to see all these things in the universe, in our world, in what we do. Healing takes place. So, yeah, okay. Hovering. Supreme Court decisions that we're dealing with right now. They're trying to put a Supreme Court judge on the bench right now. So, a Supreme Court case that was rendered for the healing of the people. Okay, do that, right? So, is there anything bigger than a class action lawsuit? Lawyers, you all know that. I guess I can ask for it and I'll receive it, but just for the sake of this thing here right now, is there anything bigger than a class action lawsuit? Is there? Because if we look at the hospitals and children per se, because children are in the news, we're dealing with that, but African American children have always been in the news, been abused by the system, so many different ways, riddling, deaths, cop killings, all these things, medical apartheid, these things go on. So there's in the news. So if the hospitals, not if, but when and while the hospitals are ignoring the Supreme Court decision right now that was rendered saying that herbs do heal better than what you're doing, then people should be suing all the hospitals right now based on a Supreme Court decision. Because right now, Roundup is being sued for being sprayed on the earth causing cancer. Yes, Roundup, we know there was a cancer cause. So why do we have to wait to round them up again? In this case of the herbs for the healing of the nation, and yet they're using chemicals again, cancerous regime in their behavior. You see, there it is again. That language, that energy, it can be used to peacefully dominate and set yourself free when we're speaking of the truth in this. How does these hospitals get away with such things? And how do lawyers ignore these type of decisions? This is what I mean by using the language to free yourself. If you're a poet or drama and all that kind of language based, you use words so powerfully. These are the words, this is the experience that you have that brings that touching the bars. Behind those bars, our young people, our children, our men are behind these bars. So you must be able to touch the bars of the earth to know the truth, person of color. Because we've held our breath long enough under all this pressure, under that water. We're the deepest of divers to get these answers. So what is the problem that you cannot bring the answer to the surface when you breathe the air? Let that go when you come to the surface. We all know now. Everyone has the answer. That's the beauty of that. That's lyrical talking, the language. If you want to be a poet and be all of that, you see, that's the freeing of the human experience of the person of color who has not used his all-knowing self in the way that it should be used for the movement. Again, these people talk about they know law, all these guys in these groups that know law so well. This is the divine law that you're really supposed to be knowing right here. To free oneself. Not just to free a whole nation of people, but to free oneself. And you go forth and multiply. Aotomatically. Yes? That's what this is. These people have totally ignored lawyers. Why are they allowed such incomprehensible acclamation of the use of the medical criteria when has been rendered useless based on a comparative analysis of herbs. Herbs are for the healing of the nation, all throughout the book. And in the courtroom. So where is their knowledge base, the truth that they speak to say, we're going to ignore that and continue to use the chemicals which are killing people? Where was that in the decision in the Supreme Court when they made that decision for them to be able to do that? I didn't read that in the Supreme Court at all, in the decision. I didn't read that. So we need to round these guys up. Sonic boom, bam. So you compass, I'm gonna come past you every time. You see when I'm coming, I'm in that cockpit when I pass by you. You hear that sound again. You see? Yeah. That's who we are. That's the language we need to be speaking right there. That's the environmental protection agency. That's the doctor heal thyself. That's language. This is the poet. Not the poor righteous teachers, none of that. The richest revealers on the planet, Gulf Graves of Light finders. You see, removing light sources, removing things. We can see those things when it moves. All that pressure here on Earth. So yeah, Supreme Court really. How do they? The hospitals aren't law. They're not law. This is not a courtroom. So how can they ignore the law and do what they want to do? I thought the hospitals were supposed to be a place of house of healing. How did they decide anyway in the courtroom? How they get in the courtroom anyway when they're supposed to be in the healing business, not the law-making business? Okay, so they got in there. Okay, you asked for it, and you got in there. Look what you got. Again, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And they got it, and I got it. The healing, all those. How many millions of dollars does the Children's Hospital Foundation have? And you won't spend $1,000 on some herbs to research. You have a research team that research animals, all of that, all the human beings. Yeah, they have a research team that they go around researching people, practicing stuff. They won't even do an herb. You got a freaking herb garden out there in front of the Children's Hospital right now. A joke. Based on the deaths and the dying and the suffering that I see on a daily basis, being near there. See, the water from hospitals and universities, any hospital, is suspect in the community because all the chemicals usage, cleaning the hospital, cleaning all that. Look at all the stuff that comes out of a hospital that has to be so-called clean. And the water source is being there. You see? So all these things make a difference in these hospitals. There's something bigger than a class action lawsuit where you can sue these people for ignoring that fact, and then to come in to say you're hospitable. How are you hospitable when you cannot be a law-abiding citizen? You have to be law-abiding before you become hospitable. Well, in the truth it is, but people are doing the best they can when they go into the hospital, not knowing how to reach that event that they can vent how they feel and the truth about it and ask these people. But these people will ignore you and kick you out if you don't do what they ask you to do, if you ask too many questions. So again, how do they get to ignore that people? Who are these people that told them they can ignore that? We know who they are, don't we? We know. Why isn't that huge news around the world all day, every day? This decision. So I'm going to move that boom thing there. One person you can't. Yeah, one person can make the whole world of difference. And that one person, Dr. said he did, made them, shook their whole world up. All the hospitals, genre, everything historically in this country, shook it up, set it down, shut it down, moved all our ancestral knowledge in place. So now we're in place. Now we're moving forward. The people are moving forward. I'm moving forward. You see, the language moves on. People say, oh, it's just this and just that. Yeah, I don't care if it's just one or just this or just cement. Well, the word just has justice in it. So if you can speak the language of justice, then it's just that. Well, keep it moving, would you? Keep it moving. Justice. That's what it's all about. That's what we have right now. That's what most of our people are going into the hospital. Look at the numbers of hospitalizations, hospital deaths, hospital bills, people bankruptcy. That's one of the biggest aspects of bankruptcy. People hitting the street, people getting just their lives torn apart. Generationally, it is affecting people. Then they turn around and do something criminal or mentally dysfunctional. But it's not who they are all the time. But systematically, your roach approach of trying to do things in the dark to harm someone has been a thing. But now we see the darkness has brought us to this light situation right now. Yes, that's what it is. So, and who are these people that would do such a thing?